Alright, hello, it's December 21st, 2013. My name is David. Thank you for tuning into this video. And before I dive in to the main content, I would like to elaborate about human perception and why this is important for allocating pragmatic and well-publicized evidence. Okay, so the angle in which I will approach this is by contrasting objectivism with subjectivism. Objectivism deals with the idea that beliefs are not relative to a person's reality, whereas subjectivism deals with an idea as absolute fact, or that belief is relative to a person's reality. As subjectivism plays a pivotal role on the events, places, and experiences we have, it's also the same as the beliefs a person adopts, which alters the reality that manifests from therein. Whether it be religious, spiritual, or philosophical view, every individual is subjected to something. So you're probably wondering, well, how does this really manifest itself from one's own beliefs? So to give you a clear idea, let's say metaphorically and possibly literally that we could all levitate. However, the only way someone could ever levitate is by becoming immersed with that as actuality, then opposed to staying fixed with the thought that it is impossible. So Einstein quoted, everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. So to sum up, what I am saying is, if one hasn't the courage to experiment and to leap into the unknown, then how can one say that what is reality and say that it's possibly some pseudo-scientific thing that has no meaning or cause? So one can never know until they embody it themselves. That's the main thing that I'm speaking about, is that when you embody it, you allow the results to speak for themselves. So it's through your openness and your ability to have courage, or your willingness to not necessarily say that this is absolute fact, but it's possible. So to dive in without not necessarily saying, oh, this is the end all be all, so that is why I kind of contrasted subjectivism and objectivism, so that you can kind of see that we are all subjected to something, but at the same time you don't necessarily have to carry it on your shoulders and say, oh, this is the end all be all. So ultimately, it's through the thoroughness and scientific analysis of human awareness that provable facts can be made, which work in conjunction with ideas in reality. Through this grasp of analysis, one can begin to realistically interpret the fabric of reality itself with and without an observer. So when I say observer, it's kind of recognizing that we're all observing reality, and it's really looking at ourselves like, okay, well, I'm the observer, I'm observing, interpreting reality for myself. So to go further into kind of what that really means, is that in human consciousness, it's through the certain beliefs that we hold and the certain programs that we have unconsciously, subconsciously, that really are the main components that project itself out into our reality, which thus is a representation of what's happening internally that manifests externally. So what if we were to combine all the known New Age philosophies and metaphysical theories in such a way that all complement each other and work in harmony with the known scientific theories of the universe? It would go something like this. We are all in charge of our own individual hologram. And digital physics would be an interpretation of what we are observing in other people's individual hologram. We must abide by the laws set forth in that person's own individual hologram while engaged within their hologram. This explains the parallel universe theory, which has become so popular on how the law of attraction works without impinging on free will. This is also where the law of attraction makes sense, because if you can control everything around you with your mind and matter being one, including others' actions towards you, then when someone enters into your experience, they are subject to your beliefs about how you have mastered and obtained within your own hologram. So this will give you the full control of visiting beings, that which dictate that nothing does not match your specific vibration, the harmonic tone, the frequency you emanate off you due to the interpretation of your experiences. So it does force itself upon you and your free will, then it would be subjected to the law of increasing returns. In being the vibrational and harmonic match in the same infringement in their personal universe. Some call this the law of karma, law of cause and effect. Ultimately, titles do not matter. So if we were to take our hologram and obtain complete control of all that is, as it is suggested by quantum physics, that we create everything outside of ourselves, then we are truly masters of the universe. As the physics of creation is a huge undertaking for any being, be it any thought you have ever manifested that has led you to a passion, or so of whatever we are living in that allows us to be in this being of great power, must be something beyond our own capability to conceptualize of this immense entity. If natural is any indication of what our Creator would be, then it would not sit still long enough to be defined as evolution is the binding principle. The universe, summed up in grand unification, is an utter mystery. But if we are to break the chains of what we once thought, what we once believed to be true, people have always stood in corrected matters of things that seem larger than them, greater than them, unimaginable to them. Then we must realize that the earth was considered flat until someone had bravery to go against the norm, to say what's not and follow their hearts to prove the truth. We all know what the truth is. Truth is unity, unification. And if nature and history is any indication of what we are meant to evolve and grow as both individual universes and collective consciousness. So, with that being said, it's really looking at the mechanics on how human awareness operates, and from there we can begin to really make progress on how all this is really ties into our own line of evolution, our own human potentiality. And it's from there that all the dots begin to connect, and that a person can begin to really start to walk in their own path of evolution, then de-evolution. So that's my message to you guys. That's the end of this segment. But leave your comments and posts below. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.